The Battle of Brazil is about to begin. The top, the best of South America trying to advance here.
Number 1 up against number 2, Jorby. Everybody sitting at home, you are in for a treat. This is the best of the best hailing from South America, and it's all gonna come down to this best of 7 in the upper bracket and the first series here at the main event of the World Championship.
The desk split, the crowd picking KRU, knowing their recent performance, knowing what Brad, Drafinho, and Drops are capable of. But you absolutely have to respect Astramic, Bems, and Mata on the other side. Mata, his land debut in Boston, he had a couple of highlight clips. Here they come already, Ninjas in Pajamas. The KRU already getting that first clear. Ninjas in Pajamas start.
It's so important to have that experience, Jorby, on land in this environment. Granted, this is the World Championship. The pressure definitely is felt tenfold in those chairs. And as you're trying to break down the other team, it becomes that much more important with what's at stake. Being a world champion, and already it looks like a South American scrapyard with this demo from Brad.
That's exactly what Brad was doing against Twisted Minds. Get control of the ball, aerial demo, make it difficult for the clear, and all Drops has to do is put it on the backside. Easy first goal for KRU.
Look at all the work that Brad just put in as well. And everybody wants to talk about Drafinho on the side of KRU and what he can bring to the table, but you're seeing already Brad and his impact with just a solo play.
Ninjas in Pajamas starting from their own corner. Bems. That first 50, Astramic diving from farther back. Ninjas in Pajamas struggling to get a hold of this midfield, but also nowhere for KRU to go. Forced back to the corner. Brad gonna clear again, but cut off by Mata. Now Ninjas in Pajamas start to progress forward.
This is some good work from NIP just to hold them down in their own half, try and build anything at this moment, but Drafinho, solo play, Drops is quick off the backboard, not on target, but Drafinho had the quick punch around, and that rotation from NIP, a little bit too fast.
Astramic tried the pass through the demo. Didn't work out. Now Drops with control over Bems. Drafinho a little back on that follow-up spot. Trying to take control of midfield, having some difficulty doing it. Brad has to dive back. His teammate got deleted. And now, Ninjas in Pajamas, here they come. Brad almost got it. Bems has to flip it out to the side, preventing the clear.
And that's the second time now where a team has gotten a couple of chances off good opportunity created with that pressure from the corner. KRU want to repeat that in this side of NIP. Big clear down the other way, and this is just slowed down ever so slightly, I'd say, for NIP, who've had some pressure but can't find that opening to get their first goal.
KRU, the last few pushes, you've seen that second man kind of sit back a little bit, trying to protect that retreat. But a demo, right up in the space for Drafinho, it's off the post! Just saved, and not getting credit on it. I believe it was Bems who got the touch on the ball, but still KRU aren't done. A hard hit off the back wall. Drops trying to find his way back to Drafinho. He's got him. Drafinho over Bems. Drafinho on the ditch! Oh, a beautiful meal for Drafinho!
The South American MVP has arrived already. Look at the fake underneath one, past the second. Astro a little bit too late, and we've got the second one for KRU.
KRU, while the rotation might be just a little lax on a couple of them, that first man demo has been lethal for both of these goals. Now Drafinho, nothing to keep it going. Ninjas in Pajamas would just like to get the rhythm going.
They're getting bruised right now, Jorby. Everybody out of KRU on their rotation has found something extra. There's another demo from Drops. Usually it's going to be Brad who's sent forward to get that demo. However, it's swapping up between the roles. KRU, so much aggression.
That's exactly, again, KRU against Twisted Minds. Drops just sat in their half for most of the game, getting those demos.
Look at Brad go.
And this time, Drops gets demoed. Maybe Ninjas in Pajamas can get back. Everyone's got to retreat back to the corner. Ninjas in Pajamas couldn't get that follow-up touch from Astramic. Brad trying for the 50. He doesn't have it. KRU, weak shot taken away.
Brad continues to go on a tear with these demos, and he's also taking the midfield boost and his own corner. This guy collecting everything on the field for KRU, and it's going to make it that much harder for NIP to build some possession off the backboard. They're looking to get a shot on target. Monstrous 50-50 down the other end, and the goalkeeper's getting bumped.
Drops, punches the last defender out of the way. No way is he letting it get there, and KRU are making a statement here in game one.
That clear from Brad. I said it was a 50-50. That was just an all-out dunk, saving his flip for the exact moment he needed to use it to get not only a clear, but a pass down the other end to your striker waiting.
Ninjas in pajamas start thinking how to adjust against this quick physical attack from KRU. It's worked to perfection in game number 1. Bem's trying for the cheeky redirect, he doesn't get it. Even 1 here to start the clock for Ninjas in pajamas. Might help to stabilize things for them. They get a bump and they open up the net. Bems will start.
And they're just giving KRU a taste of their own medicine. How about this one? Mata, he had pushed forward looking for the demo or bump on drops, couldn't find it. Then on his way out, takes away the second goalkeeper to rotate through. Physical plays have been the catalyst for both sides.
What do Ninjas in pajamas try here? A very close cheat. Mata gets a demo. Bem's playing a deep third. Thought about it and saw KRU was there. Namely, drops on the reset. Challenge. Still a chance here for Ninjas in pajamas.
It's a fake.
Let that one go, but he really had to get that touch. Brad was right there waiting.
How did Brad even read that fake? He saw one player whiff and fly by and was unchallenged. And honestly, didn't even take the bait. Here he is again. Rufinho, however, in the corner. Has to get a solid 58 seconds on the clock. Time is not an issue for KRU Esports. They are going to take game number 1 with a huge statement.
An explosive game 1 for KRU. Ninjas in pajamas to find a way in the garage, figure it out. Right now, maybe they started to turtle.
Yeah.
Trying to get physical on the goal line, but we saw what was happening. They were getting locked in the blue half. You talked about drops, sitting downfield, picking up demos. He sold out all the boost on the field against Ninjas in pajamas at one point, and it just kept Ninjas in pajamas stuttered. They could never get the engine started.
Couldn't get the engine started, and their only opportunity was created through a physical play of their own, trying to adapt in a way that would be fitting in this series against an aggressive KRU Esports who immediately showed why having momentum and coming out of the wild card can be such a big benefit. KRU have played on this stage before. They are used to the pressure already. They've been here for so long, played several series, went 3-1 out of their, wild card. Meanwhile, NIP, this is their first showing, their first appearance right now on the broadcast.
For Ninjas in pajamas, and you think back to their performance in Boston against Furia. The desk were talking about it. Mata went crazy. Astromik went crazy. They need that same energy here that they had in Boston, because this is a different KRU squad. Gibbs was talking about the tough run that they had between Rule 1 and Gen G. But Rufinho, at the start of Wildcard, he said the biggest thing for us is to chill. We were overexcited in Boston. We were making mistakes. We were overcommitting. Those things, they're not happening in game 1 here. They weren't happening in Wildcard. The KRU start off on the right wheel. They win the kickoff, but Rufinho getting bumped out of the way.
It's going to be difficult for NIP. I mentioned it earlier. Everybody talks about Rufinho, the stats that he can bring, but Bems wanted to create a own statistic there with an incredible goal. However, we're back to a flip reset opportunity for KRU and some more pressure down the other side.
Drops just got so much space to carry that downfield. Caught everyone on Ninjas in pajamas in the middle of the rotation. Now Brad, he sees the space. Brad sees the net, but he can't find it. Another shot way too weak.
There it is.
That one's not going in either. The first 2 should have been in.
First 2, not accurate. And KRU are going to be feeling the sting of missing those opportunities. But keeping the pressure is all that matters at the end of the day. You might have missed the chances, but you can always pave another lane.
Nice back pass into the shot. But the pajama back line holds. Another one. This time, they're getting to the thirds. A team bump. Puts Astromik on the back wall, but really in position this time.
Well, we're seeing clears too like that from NIP. Just to nobody. They just want to relieve this pressure, Jorby. Another solo opportunity. I'm not seeing everybody move up or even a player get aggressive, take a risk with their rotation. NIP have been buried alive almost in their own half and can't get out of it. They're dealing with some more pressure. Here comes Mata. It's another solo play. Nobody's downfield to receive the clear. And it's back into the hands of KRU.
Mata had no boost, but Astromik and Bems both had to work on the goal line just to keep KRU out. Now they're at the midfield line. Mata wins the first touch. Brad's got to buy a little bit of time. Not enough there from Bems. Drops, giving a high ball back to Brad with control. Over 1, but they got to have to work more for that.
It feels like if we're going to get those solo plays out of NIP, they have to be better something to apply pressure instead of a booming hit to the other side. Make KRU break some rotation, because right now the speed, and as you can see clearly, not in favor.
Just getting to that 50, Bems can move down the field. Get the corner, but he won't get much else. Stromik next up. Bems on the redirect! Just missed it off the bar! But Mata diving in, and a midfield grab for Bems allows him to come in, but just didn't know when to go in. He saw both Brad and Drafinho kind of go, and he didn't know when exactly to go challenge that. That stuttered just enough to force Ninjas in Pajamas back. Mata breaks them through.
And that's the first moment of panic I'd say we've gotten out of KRU for what feels like all of game 2. Here comes another moment where the goal line getting tested. Physical plays. It's what worked for the first goal and the only goal for NIP. However, there's space. A Stromik early shot didn't keep to himself. And the touches within the grasp of NIP. Where is the finishing shot? Surely this is it. Saved by Brad.
Too weak there from Mata, and well done for Brad. The first save from Drafinho as well. But Ninjas in Pajamas building up that pressure. Can they create a gem here? Mata, low shot. That one's not gonna get it done. They're gonna need something a little hotter. Bems getting that one down. The Heat building. The shot on target. Denied again off the post. And taken up. Bems still going.
And we've got 9 saves for KRU Esports. About to make it 10 if this ball falls in front of the net. KRU having to play the most defense all series long. Game 2, a much different performance and tactic needed from KRU on the defensive side.
You can feel the desperation for Ninjas in Pajamas. Mata trying to get ahead of the defense, jumping off the wall early. Pass back to Mata, to a Stromik, but cut off again. And Bems is forced out to the corner. The offense starting to peter out now for Ninjas in Pajamas. KRU have stabilized. Can they keep the pressure up? Drops, gets the boost deal, but bumped by Bems on his way down.
And now the offensive pressure for KRU has been spreading like wildfire, but Astro quick to extinguish it as Brad has to make something work in the corner. Astro chain dashing off the corner in that wall. It's creative plays like that needed to break through. They've got 12 shots, 0 goals. NIP, when will they break?
High ball, you saw Mata kind of screen the goal line, but Stromik's ball so high, Brad able to go straight up. No one's able to contact anyone on KRU. Another high touch, but that's a free ball. And taken away to commit for Ninjas in Pajamas. Brad staying low, or Stromik trying to jump his read early. One a little tied up. Ninjas in Pajamas a little panicky in that midfield. Again, that desperation turtle.
And KRU look like they want to hit the brakes. Anytime they're given a chance or an opportunity, they're slowing things down. You can see Brad wants to keep this ball in the corner, waste some time, maybe pass it out into the midfield. Drops, came through, crashed the net, no power.
Bems with no boost, gets bumped out of the play. Mata getting that corner, and it's in the net! Drafinho punishes Ninjas in Pajamas!
The grounded approach. This ball barely popped up into the air. Quick little follow-up from Drafinho, and NIP's backline rotation.
Mata going for the boost instead of the ball.
Nobody was there. And that third man,
I think he was expecting someone to be in position.
Do you take the risk, Jorby, to go for that boost?
Well, I mean, with that many seconds on the clock.
Oh!
Well, that was all erased. Forget that conversation. We're all tied up.
It doesn't even matter at this point because Bems has already put us back to where we started. 1-1, all tied up, 9 seconds to go. It doesn't matter if your defense broke through. We're back.
Will that earlier pressure come back for Ninjas in Pajamas here at the end of regulation? Here come KRU. Drops couldn't make contact. Drafinho waits off the ramp. Overtime in game 2.
And it was a grounded approach. Things have been much more dribble orientated. Not seen a lot of solo plays. Astro wants to take it by himself. And the man finishes off OT 6 seconds in.
Stromik keeps his car upside down at the end. A little celebration with the goal. A little pop, a little bump, and a little shove to give Ninjas in Pajamas the tying game.
You see the energy coming out from NIP, popping off out of your chair. Feeling confident.
Got some good attitude there after that goal.
And how necessary is that, Jorby? Because you're up against the KRU Esports that has been blazing a trail through the wild card. All of the energy, all of the momentum is in favor of this team. NIP have to match that, and they've only had 2 games to get up to that level, but somehow, some way, they've done it.
There's 11 shots for KRU, but the majority of that pressure gauge was all Ninjas in Pajamas. Then KRU, they catch Ninjas in Pajamas out on that rotation from Mata.
Oh,
and then Bems
that
at the final seconds, able to put them in there, and then Astramic plays the bully. You talk about the solo plays.
That's what they were going for all of game one.
And it finally worked for them.
All of game one, most of game two, it was a big booming clear down to the other side. And normally, and you can even hear it in my commentary, I was getting frustrated. It felt like they were trying to find a player who was lurking, rotating forward, and nobody was there. It was always hit to no man's land. And instead of booming it, NIP keep it close and say, okay, we can tone it down a little bit with these touches, try and keep it to ourselves, and go for the solo plays. The solo approach is what worked. Both of those goals in the Mobile 1 high-performance replay were solo plays out of NIP. And if that's all it takes to take down KRU Esports, rinse and repeat for NIP.
Rinse and repeat. Ninjas in Pajamas looking to wash KRU up here in game 3. Brad looking like a missile heading downfield. He's got the catch. Ooh, always so deadly when he's got a little bit of space beyond the midfield line, but Ninjas in Pajamas break him out there. Bem's picking up the demo, giving space.
That's got to be confidence right now for all of NIP. Nice early shot from Astro. Here he is again to back pass to Mata. I think we're going to see a better NIP even in game number 3. They started their engines late in game 2, but in game 3, it's going to be smooth sailing.
KRU trying to figure out which way this wind is blowing. Push their boat the right way. Drops, nothing for him. Corners right now solid for Ninjas in Pajamas. Little space for Mata. Keeps it close, but he really didn't have a lot of boost, didn't have much choice. Astramic gonna kick it away from the KRU rotation, but again, those heavy touches. I have bitten Ninjas in Pajamas before, and another one, boom, downfield.
It's all about keeping the ball, controlling it for NIP, and you can say the same for KRU, but look at the difference. You've got Drafinho behind the ball, to himself, good read from Astramic. You're gonna expect the defense to consistently find challenges like that against KRU if you want to keep it scoreless.
Oh, bouncer off the board. Everyone from KRU is lost, and Bems finds the net.
Bems, he finally got some LAN experience, and he's ready for the World Championship. High above the ball, drops it down. A beautiful pass from Astro, and NIP take the lead.
Kind of works. KRU's whole goal line. Everyone's confused on who's going for that initial touch. 2 people were still rotating back. 1 person in net, and Astramic knew. Bounce shot. Good luck with that one. Now it's awkward, and Bems places it well. Just in Pajamas, starting to swing momentum in their favor, Turtle. Despite all that offense in the first 3 minutes of game 2 without scoring, we thought KRU, two games up, here we go. But no, now momentum has shifted.
I have a question. Where did the demos go? Where did the physicality go from KRU Esports? Those rotations were getting so risky, so aggressive. They have dialed it back. I'm sure getting scored on didn't feel good, but you need something, and Drops has the answer.
A colorful goal here for Drops. Drafinho making a difficult 50. Bems forced into a hard touch, and a huge dunk. Drops makes his car too big, right on top of the defender.
I think you saw that dunk earlier from NIP and wanted to get one of his own in the highlight reel. Back-to-back goals, quick response from KRU. These guys just don't know where to stop. The mechanics flourishing on both sides. And how about the accuracy?
How does this get through Ninjas in Pajamas? The first carry, Bems initially up, Mata stuck on the back wall. Astramic coming up, nobody can go, and Mata has to come across. There was just nobody to catch that 50 in the middle of them all rotating back, almost similar to what KRU looked like in Ninjas in Pajamas first.
And it was also a tough situation for Astramic. He was the one who had to challenge the ball, try and tighten the angle up for the striker of KRU. He flipped right behind and right before the shot came out. Bems, this man is just a highlight reel machine off the backboard. We got bumped out of the play if you're KRU Esports, and yet they still hold the lead.
Astramic, this ball to the corner. Brad gonna take the boost before being deleted. Mata just going head hunting. Astramic can't get there though.
Everybody committed. Everybody's there.
A stable chest.
Full boost too.
Drafinho in the air.
He's gonna do it.
Shot saved. Hit off the bar, going down. Brad's gonna be first to it. Ninjas in Pajamas just trying to get reset on the rotation now. Brad flips it up, trying to come across. Big clear, and you see Drafinho, he wanted to go, but just in time.
And that is the biggest concern for NIP. Those slow rotations, it caught them off guard. for the second goal. Drufinho was so close to finding the third one. Big demos, 2. Bems and Astro both took out a player and opened it wide up for NIP.
Just take the players off the pitch, and then scoring all of a sudden becomes so easy,
It's that
Colonel.
simple.
It's that
One
easy.
equation.
No problem for Mata with all that space. Ninjas in pajamas waste no time tying it up.
And it's interesting because normally we'll only see one player get a demo or go for that risky approach on offense. That was 2 of them, Bems and Astromic, both getting a demo, both earning some space for Ninjas in Pajamas. Now they've acquired the equalizer.
Challenge back out for Mata. He gets demoed. Astromic, just couldn't get around it.
He's got
that
full
first
boost.
touch going too fast. Just flipping it across. You see patience here from Bems. Ball knocked to the side. Just in pajamas. This time a bit safer rotation. Bems pulled back instead of going for the demo. Now everyone back.
Yes, space.
Maybe he gets it, but no. Good touch from Bems to the corner. Create space for Ninjas.
There's still some subtle moments, though, for KRU Esports where they have found extra space because of that slower rotation from NIP. You know how aggressive they've been getting in game number 3. It's worked out to at least tie up this game. But there's moments where KRU can punish. Will they find the gap and exploit it?
Astromic couldn't find a way out against Brad. Not a lot of boost for Brad either. Really just a couple testers to build up a little bit of pressure. Drops also, that wasn't the best touch from him. And Bems able to break out, get some boost. Astromic coming in quickly. He'll get a demo on top of it. They're starting to beat KRU at their own game.
Yeah, it's almost like KRU reminded NIP of how they could play. And NIP took that strategy and ran with it in games 2 and 3. 23 to go.
Oh, quick launch for Mata, but he just missed that read. The shot denied. Brad was able to get it. Drops trying to move downfield. Brad sticks with it. Drufinho lurking closely. First shot for Brad. Double commit from Ninjas in Pajamas. They bumped into each other as well. Drops. Just couldn't get a hold of it again, and it's cleared. A couple times for Drops.
There.
Some heavy touches. Is it going to cost them here? Back again. Just drew for play. No.
Clutch read there from, I believe it was Bems, to intercept the cross pitch clear that would have found a striker lurking on the other side. Brad wants to start out this OT on the right foot. Drufinho above one. Bems got a crucial touch and the follow-up, saving NIP.
I mean, Drops went. It didn't really matter. It was well covered on the backboard, but he was still getting chipped on Ninja's rotation back. A nice little feather from Mata. Nice little shift to the right. A little wave dash to boot on the wall and tried to slow it down, but just couldn't get behind the ball in time.
Now everybody's getting demoed in the corner of KRU Esports. Brad, 1v1 in the air, fakes out his opponent, takes the boost. This is a huge moment and an opportunity because the defender had missed it off the ceiling, but NIP recover.
Astromic, not a lot of boost. Another soft touch in the corner for Ninjas. And KRU saying, no way, let's reset here. Try to find some vision, but look at Bems tracking him the whole way, not giving him the space. A deep rotation for Bems. Mata takes control. Astromic on the wing, coming in just try to bump or something there. But Bems just gonna sit back cleanly. KRU struggling to look for to find a clear. Drufinho pops it over one, and a massive touch in the midfield for KRU.
No more grounded play, Jorby. It's everything for KRU Esports to pop this ball up in the air. Same with NIP. It feels like we're gonna get a ridiculous solo play to end this OT, or some speed like that dropping in front of the net. Here comes Drufinho.
KRU starting to heat back up. They got the engine going now in the midfield. The touch denied by Bems, but it's a free touch for Drufinho.
Brad stayed there.
Back to Brad. He's got a little bit of boost, but again, the control, he gets the 50, it's good enough. Ninjas in Pajamas can't get a hold of this ball. Trying to get back to it, Bems does. Now Mata sees the space, avoids the first bump. Brad gets in the way. KRU are making it difficult right now for Ninjas.
Big clear, NIP. Was somebody on the backboard? No, it's just a member of KRU. And Astro waited patiently to get a better 50-50. Everything coming down to that corner play as KRU needed to find a clear, unable to do so, and now getting dunked. But Astromic is so far back as that second man. Neither team wants to commit more than one player on any given challenge.
There's such a safe rotation in overtime. Even that follow-up man sitting so far back into the midfield line.
He missed Mata. What is this?
Do they get punished here? It's off the bar! And Bems doesn't even have to jump. Ninjas in Pajamas get out without any work needed. Now Mata, a full tank, can't get around it. And no dunk for him either. KRU trying to move back downfield. working underneath, drops it down, no bump! A quick read from Bems to get across.
That was the first extension from KRU Esports. Somebody had pushed forward, willing to risk it all. And I'm also thinking back to that missed opportunity Brad had a chance to punish. There's been a few small opportunities for KRU Esports. Not too much out of nip, but so far, 3 minutes into OT, waiting. Who can shed some light on the offensive side?
Well, the last few times Drops has had control of the ball, it's been a little shaky for him. If he gets one solid carry downfield, that could be dangerous against Ninjas and Pajamas. Challenge, everybody's flat on KRU.
And
nobody goes because they see Bems. He's moving downfield, but it's wide. Taken away. KRU forced into a heavy touch. And another one for Astramic. Pushed down. Mata gets the bounce.
Nice pass across.
But Astramic can't go.
And Astramic, you know why he's rotating out. He wants to get safe with the rotations because he realizes an opportunity will show up if you hold this pressure. They want to choke out everybody from KRU Esports. Starve them. Take their boost. Win those 50s. And pray that a mistake will show itself.
Oh, that earlier shot attempt. Hang on a second. KRU!
It's Drufinho to end it, but it's all because of this work from Brad in the corner, over one. It didn't even look like it was strong enough to get past that goalkeeper, but nobody expected them to even get through in that moment. And the OT has finally concluded.
Astramic thought he was playing that 50 a little better, but just a little slow on the pop-up.
It looked
and it
like
goes right over
well.
his head. It did. Mere inches separating that from a save. And now KRU, that was a tight one in game 3, taking the lead.
That didn't feel like it should have been the ender. That felt more like a mistake on the side of NIP with those rotations back to the net. I would love to get another look at it.
You will get one more look at it here.
Thankfully so, because it was an awkward game. Started out with so much aggression from both South American brothers. Good striking. Couple of missed chances, and here it is again. Astramic, he cut. You see him just end all of his momentum. He slid into the net, power slid. There was no momentum then to go into the challenge to the corner, and he was waiting out, couldn't find a touch. And at that moment, if you break rotation, if you stop for even a second, Jorby, at this high level, you're gonna get punished.
That's such a tough one too, because you know that's coming popped up across the box, and he's trying to go for that quick clear.
You have to go in there.
But he saw how tight KRU's rotation was. He's thinking big clear means counterattack goal. So he turns, thinks he can be quick enough, and he side flips off of the ball. It's about timing there, and he just couldn't find it. Like you said, momentum playing a big factor in whether or not he gets that goal. And it's very little things for Ninjas and Pajamas in that game. This is tight. It's about as tight as anyone expected, you know. You think back to Furia versus Club last year. I mean, Furia versus Ninjas in Pajamas in the last event. And now KRU versus Ninjas in Pajamas. Something about South America teams on land playing each other.
They are delivering, Jorby, with the mechanics.
It's tight.
With the highlights. Even the defense has been stepped up for both sides. And historically, just the past time these guys played each other, it was KRU coming away. They talked about it on the desk, getting the bracket reset in the Invitational to take the win against NIP. They've also been warmed up coming from the Wildcard. KRU have everything going for them, but NIP, they're not out yet.
Drops. Despite some attempts there in the 50, he's up quickly, beating Astramic to the ball. KRU just taking some pot shots. Sometimes KRU, they don't really like controlling it from the midfield. They'll go for the hard hit. Astramic only got 26 here. One pad.
Mata's pushing
up. A man downfield. He flicks over one, but it's not good enough.
That's what we need, that trust out of NIP. If one player gets the ball in the midfield, go for a dribble, maybe send in the cavalry. You could have a player try and take out the goalkeeper or even stay downfield to receive a pass. How many times have we not seen a connection like this from NIP? They're changing up a little bit.
Mata in that follow-up spot. Just wants to be the faster player. And with how difficult it's been to get through that KRU second man, he's pre-jumped a couple of those passes. But they're not really risky pre-jumps. They're in, what's the word for it? In stride. So not much to do there for Mata, just unsuccessful in beating those KRU defenders. But you gotta watch out for him every time.
They've been controlling this game, it feels like, for the first 2 minutes as we are approaching halftime. First half surely in favor of NIP. KRU being tested. Now they hold the series lead. Looks like they just want to cruise maybe try and bait in NIP with this aggression.
Well, 2 demos from Mata opens up just a little space, but not enough. Brad buys plenty of time for the rest of KRU to respawn, re-kit. Mata gonna try again to carry. They're getting denied here by KRU in the corner.
Nice touch from Bems. Oh, but a better fake by Brad. He wants to stir things up, and certainly can do so with a better 50-50, but it didn't go back into the KRU's hands. That 50-50 will fall back down onto Trufinho, just too slow. Not
the only time that Ninjas in Pajamas have been shaken by the stutter step. Nice 50 from Brad. Nowhere for Drops to really go. He's just got to protect the retreat. Trufinho gets the free space. Brad, soft touch. Again, Drops can't cut in, but he will come back, hit the ball hard. Pinch to nothing. I think maybe he wanted something a little more forward. He doesn't end up getting it. I'll get there in time. Ninjas in Pajamas trying to develop something here. Build a foundation.
Double commit.
Maybe they can get it, but no. Brad there to take it away.
Things have been mixed up ever since that pinch on the left side wall, and this has now gone back into NIP. They've held possession, held some boost, looking for a pass across, but nobody is waiting, and KRU reluctant to let that fly by.
Again, it was good vision there. I believe it was Trufinho, letting that ball fly by him, letting Brad take it in the corner, recognizing where the space is, and sometimes Brad creates his own space right into the net.
It's the second time he's done it in this series. First touch, it looks like he's gonna hover, go for an air dribble, then he sets his sights on the goalkeeper, punches him out the way, and gets the first.
The air dribble merchant comes through again. Can Astromic do one again? He did earlier. Bems is the one that has to dive for the stop. Now Bems, that's a good carry. Is it enough for Mata? One!
Tap.
He's got to let it go. Astromic, saved by Drops just in time.
Huge goalkeeping from KRU Esports. But here come NIP again. They want to get revenge. A quick response would be crucial. There's not enough time remaining in this game.
Whoa.
And he's got it. It's Bems.
Drops. Was he rotating, seeing this one on the field? Gets through the first defender, Trufinho trying to pop it up and get to it. Bems was just waiting for it. A demo on Brad. Completely opened the gap up. A physical game from both teams. It gets Ninjas in Pajamas a goal again.
It's all about those demos, the timing of it. When you send in a player, you've got to make sure there's a strike, a shot, anything going towards the net, because the path will only be opened up for a few seconds. Players are so quick to get back into rotation and also respond. It looks like KRU feeling the pain of that last goal. Big clears, and they're on the offensive.
Oh my God! Dropped an absolute bomb into the net.
The marksman for KRU spots the corner through his scope and takes aim.
That is outrageous archery from Drop. Oh my, the power.
You see how high up, or how high up he was on the ceiling?
That's where Drops loves to live.
Bro was floating in the heavens. He lives in the clouds, Jorby.
He's levitating like a superconductor.
Oh my.
Oh, Drops even gets a little flick on that. Ninjas in Pajamas weren't expecting that power. And Astromic trying to get his team back into form here. Astromic still going, taken away.
And NIP responded early before. They can do it again. They don't need a lot of time. We've been convinced of that. It was only 6 seconds remaining in the previous game they won, where they needed a goal, and they somehow found a way as well in the OT. NIP, everything relying on their offense.
Oh, Brad, he just got caught lurking his third man a little too far to the side.
They got bumped though.
Didn't cover the far side of the field. Now, Ninjas in Pajamas into the net. Bems ain't done.
They keep getting away with it. 6 seconds on the dot again. NIP. They put it in hyperdrive and might just send us to OT.
In the last seconds, Ninjas in Pajamas have been their most deadly. Do we go to OT or do we have another crazy goal in the next 5 seconds?
I think we get a goal. We've got to, surely.
Here comes Drops. He's underneath. Oh, taken away. Bems recovers well.
It's not over.
I don't think anyone's getting there, though.
I have something else to say, though. Mata, that's a nice little corner bounce. Drop. Keep it up, man. Come on. We want the drama. We want the action. But, of course, they want to play it safe. This is the World Championship. No fooling around.
What, you think 3 overtimes isn't drama, Turtle?
I mean, it's drama. I just want something else that's even more spicy. We might get it with the shot, the follow-up from Drops on the backboard. Had to get that touch.
We're at level 3 spicy. Turtle's looking for level 5. Drops trying to get there in time, but nothing that he could do. Had to avoid a bump. And another deep clear here from KRU. Drops moving it downfield. But that little dink and dunk not working out.
And are we gonna get the same repeated play style, Jory, from both sides? But they're falling back a bit, playing passive, sending just one person forward. It looks like that's been happening in the first minute, feeling it out, waiting, testing the backboard of both sides.
KRU, they won the last OT. Ninjas in pajamas, double commit on the side, but they recover, no problem. Drafinho pushes through one, drops, deletes another. Drafinho bumps Astramic, he's gonna be delayed, but Brad, he bumps Astramic off the play. He still gets a solid touch. KRU have to work for this. Drops, tries to move quickly, another free touch. Oh, Brad catches them out again. Oh, Brad is really trying to mix Ninjas in pajamas up.
Oh, he wants to go for every mind game possible, and Astramic wants to go for the dribble. Flip reset opportunity on Amada, but I don't think he got the reset. He's gonna have to go back to square one. KRU flying out of their own end. Could be a counterattack opportunity.
Oh, Astramic, that's a big touch in the midfield. Now a chance for Mata to set it up, but he just dumps it. And then KRU dump it right back. So Ninjas in pajamas get possession.
But Bems has full boost. What else is he gonna do? So many solo plays out of both South American teams. The mechanics have to be there. It has to connect. All of it has to click, and it was almost a pass back into Mata from the ground.
Oh, that would have been an insane one. It's all about timing if you want to pinch that off the top of your teammate's car. Mata, this time he does get to the 50. And some boost. Nice little wave dash for some speed. KRU, they slow it down. All that acceleration completely snuffed out.
What a difference we've seen in this OT. Even think back to that KRU goal. The pass, the shot, everything was high up in the air. And here we go again, drops. He loves to live up there. Fakes it, hits the ground, off the backboard, the follow from Brad. They're getting closer and closer, Jorby.
This time well covered, well deleted, and saved by Mata. It's another shot coming. Drops got control, off the ceiling. He's got the reset, and can't quite get the bump. Another one off to the side, Drafinho gets there. A pop-up of Brad's the whole way back. Drops has to take this ball. Drafinho cuts in as well. A little mix-up from KRU, another pot shot saved by Bems.
Exchanging blows now with NIP. KRU got a couple of shots. Monster flick. The follow-ups there. Drops landed just in time, but couldn't kill the momentum.
An absolute rocket on the net. Kicks right back out to Astramic. Drafinho tries to get the
he landed
save.
there. Just in time. Jorby Drops was there. He had the save.
Just couldn't get it out to the corner. He hit it right back into him. What do you expect him to do? That first one, that clear out, Astramic was ready for it. That touch off the bar, right into a Ninjas in Pajamas player. What are KRU supposed to do after that?
That's gotta shatter your heart at this moment. It looked like you had all of the pieces to get that save. I think he's losing his mind a little bit.
Oh, man.
Between this rivalry that is a staple in the RLCS, especially in South America, and it is providing peak level entertainment. We're seeing another beautiful replay reel from everybody. And that save, Drops was falling back. If he just had any more ounce of momentum going the opposite way.
I don't really know. I don't think he could have done anything.
The only way he saves that is if there's, I don't even know if he had time to react. It might be impossible. But if you use your second flip, you land, you use your second flip, and that's a very niche spot. It comes down to how that ball got there in the first place.
A hard shot off the bar. That was Ninjas in Pajamas creating that opportunity.
Absolutely.
And you saw how difficult it was to try to get out. That's what it took for Ninjas in Pajamas this time.
It's been such a close series, Jorby. I don't expect anybody now to call a timeout. They are just eager to get back on the pitch.
His tag was supposed to say Divino, but his friend said Drufinho, and it stuck. And then Joyo's trying to change his name again to Dr. Ufi. He's like, oh yeah, KRU had the double doctors. Dr. Ops,
The
Dr.
double
Ufi.
doctors, hey.
Yeah. You know what, we can put Doctor in front of Brad's name too. Why not?
Oh, and we almost get Dr. What do we call him? Dr. Ops? Dr. Drops?
Dr. Ops.
Dr. Ops.
Yeah.
Wanted to start us out.
That's kind of cold, not gonna lie.
That is nice and icy. And they're going to need more ice because NIP have tied it up. Game 5 on your screen. And the winner of this will move to match point in the series.
Good win from Bems. And the clear right out to Mata, but not even a shot on target. I feel like Mata, he had a lot to look at there. Something better placed could have been, but instead it's not. Drops trying to keep it close. And he's somehow going to get another touch on this. Works out. That's a dangerous one to give Drops another chance at it. Drafinho, what a shot! Perfect placement!
We saw him come alive in game number 1. And here he is again in Game 5 from the corner.
Oh!
And at that angle, you don't even expect the striker to shoot the ball. You go for a pass in that situation, but Rafinha, he's just built different.
He just got right under it. Got so much power, blew through 2 defenders. Good start for KRU. Ninjas in pajamas. It could be this scoreline the whole time, and then they'll score with like 6 seconds left.
Yep.
For KRU, you definitely need a multi-goal lead. Drops. Denied by Astromik here. Battle in the corner for possession. Astromik's winning that battle. In fact, he's back in the orange half. In fact, he's got a pass. In fact, he's got a goal!
There's always a response from NIP. KRU struggle to hold on to any type of lead because NIP are always trailing them. Took a pass from the corner, dribbled it, took it by himself, and flicked it out to the striker.
Hey, our teammates on the desk talk about how Astromik was playing absolutely nutty in that series against Furia, and he was absolutely right about that. But Astromik moving down the field himself to set up Mata. Ninjas in pajamas with Bems.
To me, that feels like the cherry on top. Finding the solo
Mata.
plays, then the outlet, Mata.
Oh!
Off the backboard, that would have been an outlet pass, but second and third man don't want to take the risk and extend.
Rafinha right there in the net, waiting for the touch. Gets the steal, gets the 50, just to buy KRU a little bit of time to reset. Brad's up on the back wall. KRU able to pull back on that rotation to keep possession, but Mata's there. Nicely read.
We'll see how this midfield pressure carries out. It's in favor of NIP. Rafinha must turn early, but it was a bait to get the challenge back to drops. Solo play attempt. He's not going to get the boost either. He's forced to go all the way back to his own half. NIP, they've downloaded the KRU Esports offense and are handling it with ease.
Again, a demo on the back line from Mata.
Oh, what a
Astromik, nice catch. But can't get the 50. The close rotation. Bem's gonna pick it up off the ceiling, but taken away. Just not the control, not the boost that he needs. Astromik going for the quick out. He's not gonna get it, drops it there.
All the opportunities in favor of NIP. 5 shots. Of course, 1 goal. Staying together. The rotations have clumped up a little bit, but that, in my opinion, is going to bode well for them. Create more chances. It's a risk worth taking. And KRU Esports haven't been able to respond as quickly as NIP in this one.
Things settle down for just a moment. Hot shot easily taken away. Rafinha gonna work across, take some pads out, get a demo to boot. Trying to build a little bit here, looking for that first man bump on Astromik. Drops up high, he's not gonna get a touch. Next up is Brad, a demo on the back line. Nothing. So Bems protects his own boost. Brad won't get there, but a great job protecting the rock and giving some space. Here to Rafinha, who just goes for the light catch, knowing they think he's gonna go for the air dribble, but drops it down.
From the ceiling, looking for Brad. Bems by himself. This carry out is huge, and it wastes so much time. That's him by himself with nobody else around. That's all he needed to do to get the ball the other side. Wasted several seconds off the clock and relieved some pressure.
Ninjas in pajamas certainly feeling that pressure a little bit. Honestly, drops touch that. What is he gonna do with it?
Yeah.
That wasn't gonna get a solid one. Better to let that roll back anyway. You get possession, but still Mata gets another one. Ninjas in pajamas. That first man more and more just trying to hunt for that demo. Once flips out, Mata booms it again.
Touch.
It's just boomer ball right now for Ninjas in pajamas from the blue. He drops, still cutting rotation, trying to create opportunities. Brad got the first 50, gets the touch out. The KRU are playing quite defensive there. Ninjas in pajamas get out.
The NIP feel like a volcano, and we just don't know when they're going to erupt at this moment. They are so explosive out of their own half with these solo plays, especially with Mata, who I've been impressed with all series long, and that's what I'm talking about, Jorby. They just come out of nowhere with these shots. 25 to go.
Mata, another read. Ninjas in pajamas, priming. When will they finally erupt?
Oh, he didn't hit
a pass
the
to nobody. Bems was expecting somebody to be there, but third man was sitting the whole way back in net.
Somebody was waiting, but it's the final 10. Put the pass behind you. KRU Esports. They can't end it with 6 seconds left. And NIP, you know how dangerous they are in these final moments.
Rafinha back to Brad and nothing. 4th overtime of the series.
And this does not bode well if you're KRU. NIP now 4-0 in OT against KRU between these two rosters. Everything favors the blue side in this OT.
Mata. Get at least a touch. Now he's stuck on the back wall. His team helps him out. They get downfield. This one touched out. Brad looking for the bump. He chips Mata out.
Drops, what do you do with it?
He's got the break.
He's got the space.
Here he goes.
It's got to be it.
Maybe he gets it underneath. Taken out again. KRU will keep pressure.
How did Astromic read that? He knew exactly where Drops wanted to go with the ball. But still, on the offensive, KRU, they want to build something. Find a connection. No vision on the field, and it's back in the hands of NIP.
Brad not giving Mata any options there. High touch, but KRU are so far back, no one can go. That follow-up man not forthcoming. And Brad just dumps it back to Drops. Gets the first dunk. Is anybody in the air? No, Trefinho. He whips around, saves again from Mata. A difficult spot for Mata with not a lot of boost, but he gets a clear.
Here we go. Past the first minute in OT. Brad, flip reset attempt. Looking for the corner. He did find it, and there's been good possession. Several moments with KRU passing the ball back to hold on to the rock, like you said, Jorby, and Drops some solo play action to open up space.
Really trying to take his mechanics to the maximum for his team. But Bems, he's got a little bit as well, and Mata tried to combine. Nothing for him. Brad, a little bit of boost left. They know they have it. Trefinho, though, he kicks it away. A completely broken play from KRU.
How are they going to recover? They've been broken down in the midfield. Rotation
Whoa!
out of line. NIP ready to strike. Saved by KRU.
Hit right into Brad. Ninjas in pajamas given another great shot opportunity. Need to find better placement. Oh, Brad a little awkward, but Trefinho helps them out. Getting chipped as well. No boost for Trefinho. And again, the rotation is just so wide for KRU. They're never able to get to follow-ups on these 50s, preventing them from actually being able to build pressure.
From the corner, that could be the chance. Two players are all the way back. I mean, look at how far Drops is from the ball. Somehow it still ended up back into his own possession. Boomer ball. The risks not there. They're waiting. It's all about the defense. Who can make that mistake or force it?
May come down to that physical play as it has pretty much every single game. Trefinho, there's just nowhere for him to go on the back wall. Maybe something. Maybe Drops gets to this. No, Drops sees his space. He's gonna just boom it.
Drops.
Boom, back to the 50. Nothing for him.
Just waiting for a better challenge. It's such a patient approach. I think they want a good 50-50 to squeeze out in front of the net. They want to test every single player on this field. I think KRU is playing the most passive. Up into the air. Two players jump for NIP. This could be a chance for KRU if they could just get things moving.
Drops, again, a good idea. That time there wasn't anywhere for Trefinho to go. Ball kicks out. Drops just whips it back to the corner. But didn't really get him off the ball line. Now KRU are starting to get some of these touches, starting to follow it up. Full tank of boost for Drops.
Off the back.
Not really the control, and Mata or Astromic will take it.
Just not seeing anything either from the midfield boost. I've seen several times a KRU player is rotating all the way back for boost, for pads, something. Midfield's not up, they've got to take the extended rotation. A demo from Trefinho, a double demo actually, leads to nothing from Brad as he's stuffed out by Astromic.
Well, Mata on the carry, got the 50. Free ball for Bems. On the carry, pops it over again, but not enough. Drops gets there in time. Still, Mata's there in the rotation. The touch, can't keep it close enough. The control, everyone's going for the control, but nobody actually has it. Has it enough to catch the rotation out. Another shot. Bems out of the way. Trefinho gets there. It's denied again.
Trefinho had to dodge the illusions of all of NIP diving across the net and still find the save. Didn't take the bait. It's back to the corner. KRU just withstood the most amount of offensive pressure, but for how long? Because Bems is hungry.
Oh, ninjas in pajamas. They're like a pack of bumblebees here, but they just can't find the honey. Trying to get it through the hive, but they can't find the way through KRU. Trefinho drops it down and uses 4 cars to get through. And Mata again, nothing, just buying a little bit of time, but that's a big clear. A dunk, not good. Astromic takes it.
This is exactly why these two teams are so close. Number 1 and number 2, they've exchanged series. It's a tight record, head-to-head. All tied up in the series. We've gone to several OTs, back and forth. 5 minutes now, an extra game of Rocket League. And nobody wants to shake things up yet.
I mean, with all the overtimes, this is basically a best of 9 now.
Yeah.
Stromic, oh, it's a good pop. Bems doesn't have much boost here, but he can...
He's just using every ounce of it, though.
Oh, he still makes it work.
On the line.
And they try to crash through, but no matter what they do, they can't seem to break the KRU line. Mata, redirect, finally! Break down the wall of KRU! They take it to match point!
And it took this lingering rotation. Mata not only got the bump on Brad, but then can turn. He sees the ball coming towards him, made the physical impact, and then strikes well.
Now, do KRU call a timeout here? You talked about the last one, no one called a timeout because it's just been KRU win, Ninjas win.
You can't.
KRU
You got
win,
momentum. You got
Ninjas
something.
win.
This is your one chance to cool him off.
Can you stuff him?
Oh, my word.
Mata picking up the MVP honors. 722 points. 7 shots, getting those 2 goals. And Bems, Astromic, this team hanging on. KRU will take a timeout. Trufinho started with that excellent shot.
Very much needed.
But then, Turtle, you talked about it. Ninjas in Pajamas started to control the boost game. KRU, they kept having to go farther and farther back for boost.
Every midfield boost was gone.
And so there was no follow-up for them. You're wondering halfway through, like, why are KRU never following this up?
You see Astromic after score that.
That's the magic number.
Oh, that is the confidence you need on that stage, Jorby. This is the World Championship. The entire season is coming down to this final week of Rocket League, and you better bring your A game. Ninjas in Pajamas. They've closed out several OTs, and I do believe I might have lied a little bit on the statistic. I think NIP are now 6-1 in OTs. It was 4-0 after game 2. Then we did see a KRU win in OT, but now it's still heavily in favor of NIP.
It really doesn't take away from the point you were making. 1 win out of 7 OTs.
Ridiculous.
It seems like Ninjas
and that's why they're calling a timeout. You've got to somehow slow them down, but
they're too cold.
The game completely changes. This is why it's so interesting when we get into those OTs, Jorby, because everybody's comfortable on the field in the first 5 minutes, right? We're all relaxed. Everybody's high flying in the air. Drops is lurking like 50 kilometers down the other side. He's hitting bangers from the ceiling. Then you get into OT, and it's almost like KRU and their offense, they don't exist. They don't want to take the risk. And as a result, they've got to go all the way back when they do extend forward. They can't hold on to any pressure because they're being too passive. They're not going for the same bumps. They're not going for the same solo plays. It's all the risk decision. What do you want to give up? What are you worth? Or what's worth risking in that game, Jorby? And it looks like KRU, they don't want to offer anything for NIP.
KRU get this extra 60 seconds to figure it out. They've had air dribble bumps, but now with Bob's Ramen, excuse me, up there in the wings, we witness maybe KRU heading down to the lower bracket.
Yeah.
Many a team have been sent there on this very field, a historic field in the RLCS. But can we force it to an even more grand field on Champions Field? See if KRU can make it happen.
Right now, I'm getting reminded of that timeout that we've seen be so impactful. Think back to, I believe it was Moist G1. Moist were able to take a timeout, and Joya was the man who took charge and calmed his team, gave them some confidence, and it was simply just telling everybody to go for the ball more, be more aggressive, stop hesitating. I think it's the same situation for KRU Esports, especially as that clock runs down. They start treating the game differently. You have to have the same approach throughout. Keep your mental strong. The fortitude has to be there moving forward because this is NIP on match point in the upper bracket of Group A.
Can KRU cool down? Well, Ninjas in Pajamas. Just stuff it out. Here we go. The roll up for Drops, who has tried to get creative with his mechanics in that last game. Just couldn't quite find that extra juice that he needed. And Brad, with a couple of air dribble bumps that he had, he was unable to do any of that in that entire overtime. Game number 5.
Trufinho off the sidewall. We know what this man is capable of, and he's got full boost, but with 2 players of NIP on the backboard, patient, there's got to be more passing plays, some kind of connection. We need a sign of life from KRU.
It does get underneath. again, waiting around the midfield. Bems breaks through another. How has Bems been just so effective in breaking through this crew midline? And dunks right back out. Mata turns around, gives Bems the shot. 2 saves, 1 from Brad, 1 from Drops.
Better 50-50s from NIP to keep them at least on the orange half for a little bit longer. And that 50-50 allows everybody to get more boost. 2 players rotating back. This is another 1v3 situation, actually. Not gonna be enough for KRU.
Downfield, Astromic gets there. Free
Here we
ball.
go. Drop.
The shot, it is! I thought it wasn't enough. I thought someone was gonna get back to it, but no! Drops gets the goal.
It feels like every time Drops takes the shot, there's a magnet where it just goes into the top right corner. His accuracy seems to be unmatched in this game.
He finally gets those free shots. He hasn't gotten many of them. Astromic now punches it back to the corner. Drops, giving his team a chance for that game 7, but we know this Ninjas in Pajamas team, they don't care about a deficit. And Mata pushes it back across, Drops, saves the flip for control. Just want to see a little bit more of them. Just kick the ball away.
And think about the paranoia for KRU Esports. And if you've got the lead, with how many times you've lost it, especially with 6 seconds left against NIP.
9 seconds of game 1.
Always on the edge, Jorby.
Yeah. Brad, decent 50, but again, KRU Drops had to wait. Now he gets a carry. Astromic waits with almost a full tank. I'm gonna kick it up.
Bems from the backboard, back to the corner. He wants to slow things down. KRU have been heating up, and right now wasting more and more time that's valuable off the clock.
Time has been ticking away quickly. Brad off the ceiling, doesn't have the control, but forces Mata off the ball.
Slow play from Astro.
Kicks it, Drops, got control. Bems, big clear. Here they come again. Brad keeping it close. Rafinha protects the boost.
Back
Pass, the shot, way too high. Gets Rafinha to bite. Brad comes in to protect the line. Mata couldn't get it. Rafinha, big clear. Diving back, needs to touch. Astromic makes a perfect one.
And prepare yourself now, KRU, because NIP might just have a counterattack. Good bounce from the corner. Now off the ceiling is Bems, looking for the double tap. Huge clear out of Drops.
Mata going for control. Sizes it up. Really trying to make KRU sweat. Set up. KRU, they stay dry. Bems up again. No 54. One deleted. Astromic got him. Flick over. It's too late. Taken away again, but Ninjas in Pajamas sharpening the sword. Mata had to drop it. Astromic deletes another one. Astromic off the corner. Underneath, a little awkward. He bullies his way through. Save. Rafinha will not be moved.
But there's still time left. 37 seconds. NIP are the deadliest in the final moments.
Here they go again. Pass in front. Nobody can go. Oh, the whifty. Probably at the worst time for Ninjas in Pajamas. Astromic now up high. 40 boost to the tank. Oh, the flip. He's got it. Pushes back out to the corner. It works out. Mata's got it. No boost. Has to let it drop. Ninjas in Pajamas all on the right side. They just let Brad go right through. They can't get him. No more time left. Here we go.
Can they hold on? 10 seconds left. They haven't been able to do so all series long. Rufo almost had an opportunity, and here they come. Just a waste of time.
Are we going to Champions Field? Or does Mata set this one up for Bems?
Oh, they can
Brad
do
gets
it.
in the way.
They can do it, Jorby.
Astromic, he does not get the touch he needs. We are going to Champions Field.
We came into the main event looking at this series, and I think everybody knew it was going the distance. The #1 and #2 team out of South America. It's a rivalry we have seen unfold several times, and it's happening yet again. Champions Field, just in the distance.
We saw Ninjas in Pajamas. Looked like Mata was calling for a timeout there before we head to Champions Field. If we get there again, and there it is, confirmation. They will be taking that timeout. KRU, this time, holding on to that lead, Turtle. And how about the opener of the main event going the distance? We get how many overtime? 4 overtimes, right? Oh my goodness.
This is just a taste, everybody. This is the best of the best in Rocket League.
We haven't even gotten to France yet.
We haven't even gotten to France yet. This is just South America, but my word, has it been exciting. And everything, all the focus is on NIP. This is very difficult. Normally going into Game 7, I think if you ask any professional player, it really comes down to who won that previous game.
What's it feel like?
I mean, if you're on the opposition and you have no momentum moving into Game 7, the world is against you. You are pushing that boulder up the hill. It is not going to be an easy transition. And that's why it's even more important that they do call this timeout to reset, mentally de-stress all that you've been thinking about, all of the past issues, the mistakes, whatever has happened in this series, you have to forget about it, because the next 5 minutes might just decide your fate at the World Championship and keep that second extra, or excuse me, you're really one safety net alive. Otherwise, it's getting burned.
Well, the myth of Sisyphus, I think, is an apt analogy. Say, pushing that rock up the hill, you can't think about the 4 times, the 3 times it fell the whole way down. You couldn't push it up to the top. You just got to get behind the ball, put your fingers on the grooves, and push it back up. KRU, they fought back valiantly. A tight one.
Here we go.
But so
Here we
many
go, Jorby.
games have absolutely charmed us on this field. We're in for another one. The opener, Game 7, let's go.
Good start to the kickoff for NIP. And this is after the timeout. That first goal is going to be a massive statement for both sides, and already KRU are forced to deal with some pressure.
Trufino getting that first 50, breaking KRU out. Astromik now on the carry, sees his space, has the ceiling. Astromik takes it himself. In the air was Mata, a bump, a touch, something, but he got nothing.
Here we go. Bems still by himself. Gives it right back to Drops with a better 50-50. A lot of these challenges have not gone in favor of KRU. NIP behind so many of them on their own defensive end. They can force past one player. But Trufino, if he's taking you out, deleting you, it's very reminiscent of game number 1. Remember what started out so well for KRU was that physical play, Jorby. Is it gonna get implemented in game 7?
Hard kick from Trufino, but he was being high pressured to get rid of that ball. Drops off the ceiling. Across to the side, Trufino gonna push it across. KRU set up on the rotation. Trufino, he's got the shot, and he scores from that angle every single time. He just doesn't miss.
And it's mistakes like this that will haunt you. If you're Astromik, it was the most awkward bounce, and you saw the way Trufino even hit the ball with his car, using the bottom side of it to make it that much more difficult for Astromik to read. It slipped past him, and KRU, regardless of the timeout, get the first goal.
For South American fans out there, for KRU fans out there, seeing KRU's resilience in this series, you gotta think that's gotta mean something for them heading further into this tournament, but the work is not done. Ninjas in pajamas hunting.
Off the backboard, he got
too high, he got the bump. KRU knew it, they get the touch.
In a better position there for Trufino. Waiting, and he needed to get that passive approach. Reading shots off the backboard might be your demise if you don't come up with a solid touch. KRU Esports, they were able to get the first game, and then I won't say smoothly coast, but to be honest with you,
smoothly coast. I feel like there's a giant thunderstorm on the sea, Turtle. I mean, the waters are rough.
It's getting wavy right now, but they still battled back.
Their sails certainly holding up. For now already, 2 minutes gone. Trufino tried for the catch. Trufino's had an excellent series. He's got the mix-ups. He knows exactly how Ninjas in Pajamas want to run. And every time he's the guy who has to break it open, he does. And now they push down. Trufino gets bumped. It doesn't even matter. Brad just sends it. That's a big lead.
It cost him an arm and a leg. But I think Trufino is willing to make that sacrifice. He got in front of Astromik, slowed the rotation down. And I'm not sure if Astromik would have gotten back in time. Regardless, you needed to get some kind of physical play.
What's with the nerves with Astromik? That's too tight. Just pushing up too close. Full boost into the rotation. Those are not the mistakes. I mean, those are not the decisions you should be making on Champions Field. Now he's got to recover. He's got the catch. The reset easily challenged by Brad. Brad drops it down. Bems has Mata's demo for some space. Astromik got the boost, looking for the shot. Bems too light. Astromik keeps it up. Mata's also playing it close. Ninjas in Pajamas, they're trying to squeeze KRU out, but KRU, they just can't. They can't be squeezed.
All of the positioning from KRU was in the same exact spot within what felt like 5 yards of each other. Push to the right, wall. Huge clears for KRU Esports, wasting more and more time. This could be the third one if it goes in favor of them. Nice little follow-up. Mata just in time. 1:48 on the clock. NIP. There has to be an answer, and that might be it. Saved again.
Almost, but he couldn't get there in time. Brad was in the way. Oh, KRU crafting a symphony in Game 7, making a beautiful melody of it. But showing Discord, a Stromik, he doesn't get there, but Bems is there to make sure the song sings.
It doesn't matter if you're finding the save, Brad. We've got everybody else ready to take charge and take aim at your net. In and out save won't mean anything. NIP within one.
Dangerous position now for KRU. 1:27 left. A couple of times early in this series, Ninjas in Pajamas have fought back. Can they do it from 2 down?
And it looks like a Stromik has also recovered. His mentality might have been a bit in the gutter. 2 mistakes. The reason why they're behind. He wasn't able to find a good position.
But he put them right back into it. A couple of really nice 50s to keep that pressure. A couple of bumps as well. Now the pressure continues, drops, falls back into it. Bems, no touch. Brad gets the catch. Ninjas in Pajamas just trying to cut KRU off to commit. That's how desperate they know the final minute. They don't want to go down to the lower bracket.
And now is your time to send everybody forward. NIP, I've said it once, I'll say it again. They work best under pressure with the time counting down. And now it's needed more than ever. Somebody needs to step up.
Mata deleted everybody, but it doesn't matter. It took too long. More time wasted off the clock. A Stromik back over to the corner. Mata wants space, but there is none. A high ball, and Ninjas in Pajamas just barely getting there with Bems. 2 touches, but a Stromik diving forward. KRU give him the respect. 34 in the tank. Immediately challenged by drops. Taken away again. Bems is there. Deleted. One more shot.
Follow up.
Goal!
Of course, it's gonna be Drufinho to get the security, get the extra goal. The demo comes out. The shot is open. 17 seconds remaining. KRU lead by 2.
KRU Esports. They took Ninjas in Pajamas down in the regional in a bracket reset. Then they meet again here in the main event. KRU battled in Wildcard to get to this spot. 5 seconds left, and it looks like they just may have done it. Moving on and sending Ninjas in Pajamas to the lower bracket.
A historic matchup, but it's gonna lean to the side of KRU. It went the distance. It went to Game 7. Several overtimes. They fought tooth and nail, Jorby. But at the end of the day, it comes down to who can clutch up in those moments, and we saw what that pressure can do, in particular, Stromik. He was struggling on the goal line, in the back on the defense.
But Dr. Opportunity, getting 2 assists, MVP honors, setting up his team, picking up the demo to make the lead. Too much for Ninjas in Pajamas to handle. KRU will play the winner of Complexity versus Liquid. This was a tough one for them. It wasn't perfect for KRU by any means. Every match is different. Ninjas in Pajamas aren't out of it. They had some really great moments in this series. Sending it to match point, like you said, thinking about those little errors, the nerves. You know, KRU, they know what that's like. Drufinho knows what that's like. Those types of plays happen to them in Boston against Wu1, against Gen G, pushing up a little too far.
Jorby, it even happened in the wild card. They've been here for a week, Jorby.
They're warmed up.
They're warmed up. They're ready to go. The engines revving for KRU Esports. NIP. Oh, looking back at those mistakes from a Stromik, and he might remember that depending on how their lower bracket run goes. There's a lot of recovering and healing you need to do, honestly, after this series, Jorby.
Well, that certainly lived up to it, at least for me.
Yeah, can we talk about drops?
Drops.
I don't think I've seen a more accurate striker than drops. Bro,
what about Drufinho?
Everybody wants to talk about Drufinho all the time.
How about air dribble extraordinaire? Welcome to Air Brad.
Brad?
Welcome to King Air Brad. Yeah, I don't know. You know, Brad, whatever. Drufinho is with Leafex. Let's talk to him.
We're actually down here with Brad on the stage right now. Yeah, quite an intense match that just happened. I assume you guys are yelling very nice things to each other, right?
Yes.
Quer falar em português?
I don't think so.
Ele te perguntou.
elogio.
Ele
Fala,
perguntou
só
se
elogio.
você tem muita coisa boa pra falar pra eles.
É, só elogio a gente tem pra falar pra eles. Nada demais.
We're only saying nice things to them. Nothing more than that.
I want to know what the coach, though, was getting involved too, yelling a lot, keeping you guys hyped up, but then calms you down sometimes a little bit early on. Is that to just make sure you guys stay focused, or is it to keep himself down? What is that, like, yell and then it got brought right back down?
Ele tá falando que o Pequita estava gritando muito no começo. Isso é pra tirar a pressão de vocês? Ou é pra vocês começarem hypado e depois dar uma acalmada? Ou como que isso te afeta?
O Pequitas, ele grita também junto, mas ele sabe melhor a hora de acalmar e falar pra voltar a cabeça no jogo. Mas sempre que a gente faz um gol, ele anima com nós.
Every time we score a goal, he's all hyped up with us. I do think he starts hyping up so we can slowly get in our groove and slow down and be calm and relax and do our thing.
Now, obviously, during timeouts, you got to relax a little bit. You got to figure what's going on. This was an intense match. What goes on? I'm sure I can't get told everything, but what goes on in that timeout, and what's the coach doing? What are you guys doing for each other?
No timeout, claro que tem muitas conversas, talvez algumas que você nem pode falar tudo pra gente, mas mais ou menos o que rola aqui, o que papo rola por trás do timeout?
No nosso timeout não tem muito mistério, é lembrar nós sobre a nossa confiança, sobre a calma que a gente tem que jogar, só relembrar mesmo tudo que a gente treinou na semana e para nós ir para cima na próxima partida.
The timeout is just a break for us to get back to our game and really focus on what we trained the whole week, really calm down, take a deep breath, and get back in the game.
One more thing while I got you here. It's hard to believe when you're yelling, but I've been told you guys are still really good friends with each other. You like to support each other. Do you have any advice for them now that you've taken them out? They got a different journey to go, a harder journey to go. Any advice for them as they move through the rest of their bracket?
Assistindo essa partida é difícil de acreditar que vocês são amigos de verdade, mas sabendo que vocês são, vocês tendo ganhado dos Ninjas, qual conselho vocês têm para eles agora nessa lower? É uma jornada um pouco mais difícil, mas você tem alguma dica, algum conselho, alguma palavra para dar para eles?
O único conselho que eu tenho para eles é não perder a esperança, que eles sabem a qualidade que eles têm. Sempre é muito difícil jogar contra eles e eles não podem abaixar a cabeça. Só isso.
The only things I have to say to them is just be confident in yourselves. Don't look down. Only look up. Keep your chin up and just look ahead. Be focused on your game and do your thing. You can do it. Don't stop believing in it.
Hey, well, you guys increased the record in your favor now, 3-1 with that current roster. So good luck on the rest of the journey. Let's get back up to the desk.
Away.